Well, it's Friday, December 3rd, 2021. I think I sound better. Um, it's been a full week since I first noticed initial symptoms. Stuffed up, foggy, uh, just not happy, runny nose, sore throat from coughing, and congested upper respiratory. It's just a regular cold. I even went so far as to try uh, one of those shower tablets that you put in there and it dissolves and it releases stuff into the atmosphere and you breathe it and it's supposed to help break up congestion and like one of those Vapo tablet things, Vapo shower, Vicks Vapo rub shower. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't been coughing as much, so my throat hasn't been as sore. So my voice is coming back, and things have been draining, things are moving, and I feel better. I'm sleeping a little bit better, and so my mood is improved. Yay! It's now not so dire. Now it's only regular dire. Back to your previously scheduled program of regular dire. So, and I was coughing enough that it was like I hurt some muscle group, like right around where the sternum is, near the upper diaphragm, and it was like really bothering me because it was just like it's a really good workout for like the diaphragm muscles, and it's like, okay, that's enough workout. And also having this being the first time I've been sick in the past just over 2 years, since around when I quit smoking. That was around the last time I was getting sick, and that was when I was thinking that quitting smoking, the smoking was keeping me healthy from getting sick because my lungs couldn't breathe in anything because I had a protection of all this tar and crap. And as soon as I started expelling that after quitting smoking, then life could get in and get me. Because before I was an inhospitable environment for invasive organisms trying to. Anyway, it was an old joke, and I don't think there's any science to back it up. And I'm much better off not smoking. And because people thought that I was trying to use that as an excuse to like try to say I need to start smoking again. It's like, no, I'm making fun of myself. It's a horrible thing for somebody to even try to do. I don't know. Smoking was keeping me healthy by preventing me from getting sick from. Oh my gosh. But people are trying to come up with things that make sense to them without being as sometimes complicated and convoluted as what I tend to make them. Because I have a point a lot of times. It just takes me a while to get there because there's so many connections, and I don't go in a straight line. You have to know things in advance, and if I get this, then I'm going to tell you. But it might take a few like different approaches, and so it's like I'll get there eventually. It's like I do have a point. It just might take me. It could take years. It's like I've been telling this story for approaching 10 months, approaching 11 months, really. Yeah. And I still haven't really gotten to the point. I'm still working on it. But I don't, and it's changing and developing as I go anyway. So it's like, what is the point of this? Why am I doing it? Why do I keep doing it? When it's like, so there are things I don't even know. I'm not supposed to know yet. And it's frustrating. Let me tell you, from my position where I'm at right now on December 3rd, 2021, it's damn frustrating because I want to know now. And I want to know it's going to be okay, and I want to know that I made the right decisions when I needed to make them, and it turns out okay, and yeah, there are some troubling times, but it turns out I made the right choice. I just didn't know it in advance, I didn't have all the details, and I was scared, but it worked out, and what was supposed to have happened happened. And even though I can't tell it now, and because I have no ability to know from this point that whatever future is, it's the groundwork, the foundation is happening now. And so I just got to keep going and keep pressing forward, and because what else is there to do? There's other things I could be doing, but I like what I'm doing now well enough to continue. I do get demoralized. I do get disgruntled and discouraged and disillusioned and disheartened and all those fun words. But a lot of it's from, just my imagination and the stuff that I think about that hasn't actually happened. And it hasn't happened yet, or I don't know, or I worry, and but a lot of it, it's completely imaginary, and it hasn't happened. Or it's an invention of my memory and delusional mind trying to attempt to make sense out of things that I'm currently experiencing or think I'm experiencing based on past experiences of how it used to be for me at one time, all the time. Always being not sure of my surroundings, always being mostly usually stressed out by people, and wanting to not be around people because I didn't know really what was going on. And so it's where it's like I really, really like knowing and request people to tell me things, as straightforward as they can think that, or I don't know. And I probably don't even want that, because as soon as it's like, no, don't tell me that. I don't want to know. So I'm like, I don't. So this is why I try not to take myself so seriously, because I just can't figure out what I'm doing or what I want or how to go about it. I just get an idea. So it's like right now, to the best of my knowledge, I have projected and assigned and associated an emotional investment onto or towards an individual. And they have imprinted, and I have attached. In, I don't know if it's good or bad or healthy or unhealthy or stalker-y ways. I don't know. That's a bad word. It has negative connotations. I wanted to use the word clingy, but stalkery came out first, so just disregard that. Let's go with clingy. But too late, and I'm not re-recording because I don't do that. One take. This one. Sometimes I do, and I call them out. But this one's just one take. I'm tired. I'm just kind of, I'm sick. And I'm just, I just can't be bothered. Not today. So I'm just tired of myself, tired of my thoughts, tired of not knowing, tired of feeling, and not knowing if it's at all based on anything, because it's like I remember these feelings it seems like it made sense, and I put it together, reconstructed, and it's like, well, and then I see signs of, well, that only makes sense if this and that, and it's like, well, then and it's like, then it's like, And then it falls apart, and it's like, I don't know. Or I go to sleep and I wake up and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. Or what about this and that? Maybe they were talking about this or that, or maybe they were, because I just don't know. And it's like they seem to regard me and treat me. It's like I have some sort of trust or persuasion, because I would think that anybody else, it's like, I don't want to say I have permission, but I have, like, I guess they're more patient with me. I'm not sure. Because I get into some emotional rantings, and I can't help but think that it must sound like I'm just, I don't know how it sounds, but I read it later, and it's like, oh, oh. And I think that they must then hate me, because it's like, because I read it through my eyes, what I would think what somebody else might read it as, and it's like, there's the monster, there's an, you know, because for all I would think, because I know how I read it very just kind of, you know, but the words themselves sound, they can sound quite aggressive, and I don't know, sometimes, but I know what the words mean, I know how they're read, and I know the intonations, and I know the syllables, and I know the pauses, and I also know the inflections and the volume and the pitch raises and the pitch lowers. And it's a song. It's a sing-song melody with all sorts of notes throughout that don't get represented, don't get spoken in the written word. And they need to be performed in a way. I know what it sounds like, but anybody reading it, they don't have access to the codex of all that, you know. So, but they seem to get it, I think. Either that, or just, for all I know, it's just not getting read. I've had that thought. That's a little scary, and it's a little bit like, well, maybe that's good. But it is a thought that highly protective of our mental landscapes. We have a choice on what to take in and what not to take in, for fear or for time or energy and stress of, you know, it's like, if I think this is going to be extremely stressful, I don't have to take it in. So, freedom. So, some of my stuff, that even though it's specifically placed for them to read or not read, it's like they might just choose not to read it, you know, because I don't get to see or their thought patterns or their choice patterns, and it's none of my business or concern, and I'm okay with that, you know. So they respond to stuff they feel comfortable responding to, and maybe it's just not as much as what I would like, or I don't get feedback as much as what I would like. But I still think that I am in the picture, even though I removed myself from part of the picture. But that, again, was an emotional outburst that didn't have, it was just a very tired outburst, you know, of uncertainty, of not knowing what the expectations are of me, if there are any, and not knowing, it's like, am I doing enough, or am I doing the wrong thing, am I doing the right thing? Should I be doing nothing? Should I be doing more? Should I go away? Should I, you know, what is the status quo? Because I actually, you know, that's the whole thing, is like, I want, if it is at all like something, it's like, am I supposed to be hanging around, or am I supposed to be just kind of, you know, maintaining altitude and just continuing to pay attention? But then I see other, you know, activity and other people being met and talked to, and other activities going on, and I have no idea what, you know, I'm not told anything about them, they just happen, and that's, you know, that's like, well, I do things all the time that I don't, talk about doing, and there's stuff that I do. Um, but, there's no questions, there's no interest. Um, as far as what I can tell, so because I don't get asked any questions, I don't get initiated towards. There is no initiation, no questions. So it just, that might just be their way, for all I know. But it leaves one feeling a little bit less interested in, or something. I'm not sure. But this is all still really, well, it's new to me, as is much. So I guess I'm still just going along with it for lack of direction. And because maybe I just read way too much of what I want to read into their work. Because I've been around for over a year now, exposed to their way of writing, and I've watched it develop, and and I can't help but notice certain patterns and characters and story arcs and mythos transpire, take place, take shape over time. And I like to believe that I am in them as part of the story, maybe only in spirit, maybe not in name, but in spirit. And maybe that's enough. So I'm not as actively involved as I would like. I would like more communication, but that's not it's not part of the deal. And maybe that's just a now thing. Maybe it's an eventually thing that that's just not in the cards at this time. But at some point, at some undefined future phenomenon, undisclosed to myself, maybe undisclosed to them too, there's always more going on than I am aware of. So, and it's not about me. And they've got this other whole thing with health concerns going on that I don't know what that's about. And from how they've talked in the past, I've kind of picked up on it. And I wasn't sure what to make of it, so I just kind of left it alone. It's like, okay, are you dying? And it's like, because it sounded like, it sounds like you might just be joking about mortality related things, and it's like, is that a cultural thing? And it sounds like, yep, there's medical things going on, and it might be, related to this or related to that. And it's like, is it something like it's treatable? Is it something that it's something that has to take place and then recover from? Or is it a terminal thing? That's just been happening for a long time, and it's been a journey of saying goodbye to life, and a journey to saying goodbye to the things once liked, once loved, and trying to leave an impression before passing on. I don't know. So, anyway, I'm a little mad about that, but that's for selfish reasons. But I guess my determination at this point and resolve is more focused on getting over myself to the best that I know how to do, and whatever that means, and just trying to be nice, trying to be supportive, without catering to, and I don't need to be providing and placating platitudes and pandering and patronizing. No. Some of their stuff is really, really good. And some of it's just okay. To me, you know. And some of it resonates and some of it doesn't. Some of it's about things that I have no idea what they're about. And some wow. So, I don't like thinking about their journey ending when it's just like, it's like an emergence where they're just becoming their whole self, and some medical thing is going to take them out. I mean, you know, we all got to go sometime, but, you know, I don't know. There's more to it than what I know, and I would love to talk. I would love to, but it's not for me, and they've got help, and I've already discussed this, and I'm glad none of this ever gets seen. I'm just letting myself know, because, you know, it's leaving a record. Things were real. Things are real. And things do matter. So, anyway. I'm glad I have the ability to share my thoughts and feelings and words in an open space where I'm not scared. And it's so private, too. Because, yeah. Because I don't advertise and I don't show these things off and I don't tell anybody about it. So, and no one's looking for them. So, when no one's looking for you, they won't find you. So, anyway. Well, anyway. I should go. I need to attempt to sleep for a long time. And then wake up and then see what day it is. Yeah, so I'm not going to talk anymore.